Nine of Pentacles. Where you're at. Options. Ten of Swords. Betrayal. Which is fear. You're feared of being betrayed because you've been betrayed before. Queen of Wands. At the top of the crown. Feminine energy. You're close to getting what you want. Basis. Page of Wands. Which is what's been driving you this whole time. A desire. A strong desire that's been driving you a little crazy at night. In the past is injustice. It's been driving you forward. The future shows celebration, which means you're going to get exactly what you want. Right now, we're dealing with the Seven of Swords, which is you dealing with deception in the past that has cost you a lot of trouble. Outside influences, the Two of Swords, stalemate, which is a bunch of people telling you you can't do what you're going to do and you can't have what you're going to have and all the rest of that crap that they do that doesn't really mean anything. The Seven of Pentacles is planting of a seed, which is what you're hoping for.
Oh.
And the end is the Three of Wands for progress. You have progress in your endeavors. I thought I was going to have this whole grand plan to sit here and like do a bunch of readings while I was sitting there doing a long form video because I keep hoping somehow something that I do on this damn thing is going to actually make somebody watch this thing more than 5 fucking minutes and refer it to somebody. But I've learned this. I'm tired of being pushed around when it comes to what I do and why and how the algorithm does or doesn't like me. You don't like my swearing? I don't care. I like swearing. Swearing is good for you. Makes you invent some serious anger, which is necessary to be able to get things forward. This is not intended for kids anyway, which is why you go through the whole setup. This is not intended for kids, and you actually click the fucking thing when you actually do it on the damn website anyway. So I don't understand why it's necessary for me to sit here and go, I cannot tell you, don't want to say words. Fuck it, don't care. I just don't care. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Why am I sitting here talking to you? Because I already know you're probably not watching this. Maybe 2 people might actually do this, and it certainly won't get shared anywhere. I don't know. I had this whole big plan of how I was going to sit here and make another video that was going to somehow explain myself in this magical way that was going to make it so you wanted to do like, oh my god, I actually will request a reading from him. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. So, I don't know. Do I give up and just say, hey, this is just a tricky thing? Or do I just shoot myself in the foot by saying, what do I do? Or am I just shooting myself anyway because this whole thing is fucking pointless? I don't know. I don't know. I don't. Nope. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I know what I want. As a guy who's finally woken up, because here's the deal. Here's the true deal. The real deal. The deal nobody wants to talk about. You got your plate full of bullshit. Comes right out of the cow's ass. They put it right in front of you every single day, and you're supposed to sit there and eat it. Now the thing is, just like in The Dragon Prince, the woman that was able to change slugs into ice cream, the whole point is to the illusion that you're not eating bullshit. That what you're actually eating is good, nutritious food that every American should eat, or whoever you are from out the world. And everybody should just eat the without fucking guessing as to what it is or why, without paying attention to the smell, or without paying attention to the rest of it. You just somehow have been tricked into believing that what you're eating is ice cream. What you're actually eating is bullshit, fresh out of the fucking bull's ass. It's been given to you your whole life, you just didn't know it. And one day, if you're like me, you reach a certain age, 46 years old, where you're expected to do something that you physically cannot comprehend because you just can't do it. And so because you cannot do the thing that you are told that you have to do, all of a sudden you realize the reason why you can't do it is because the plate in front of you is no longer filled with ice cream. It's filled with bullshit. It's not ice cream. There's a steaming pile of turds and flies and turpentine smelling nastiness in front of you that you've quite literally been eating all this time. And if you can somehow manage to keep your stomach from not throwing it all up, whatever it is that you've been eating forever, then you're supposed to go home and realize that everything you've seen and everything you are and everything you've been around is bullshit. This was all covered very extensively in the movie They Live, because that was the whole point. The whole point was that Rowdy Piper, God bless his soul, God rest his soul, I guess, was just trying to make it by, just trying to get by in the world. And I don't remember how he found the sunglasses, but once he did and realized what he was dealing with, it's like, it led to a chain reaction that ultimately led to the exposure of the truth. But that's the point. Once you put on the sunglasses, It's like any flaw you've ever seen in a painting, or an editing mistake in a movie, or any mistake you've ever read in a book or anything. People make mistakes, but when you catch the mistake, you can't uncatch it. You can't unsee it. You can't take today and ignore yesterday. You can't. It's the equivalent of learning something about your lover, only to find out, like, you think you can just live with the fact that this person's been lying to you this whole time with their sweetness, but you can't, because the trouble is now you're not sure what the truth was at all. Were they actually being sweet to you? Did they actually give a shit? Or are they just lying to you this whole time because it was convenient? And because you can't tell the difference, even if you sit them down and talk to them, you can't tell what it is that's caused all the trouble, which way it goes. Once you've seen it, you can't unsee it, and once you see the bullshit, you can't force yourself to eat it anymore. So that's where we are, and I'm one of those people that just can't eat it anymore. So now I'm out here trying to make this into an actual endeavor, but it's almost impossible because I don't know what people want. I think they want just to be lied to. I think you guys have been lied to so much, so often, so frequently that you're just used to it. Like now, that's what bullshit is. Bullshit is just nothing but lies. So if you have a guy sitting here trying to feed you something other than bullshit, what I'm trying to feed you is probably coming across as bullshit, which is natural to the cause. So if you actually have a plate of bullshit in front of you, but you think it's ice cream, and I want to give you the truth is that what I'm offering you is bullshit. Not the actual feeding of it, but just, hey, by the way, in case you're wondering, this is what you're actually eating. And who the fuck wants to know that? So that leaves me with a terrible conundrum. What am I supposed to do? I guess what I need to do is become like the Oracle in the Matrix, and I'll just tell you what I think you need to know while you're doing it. Maybe finally at this late hour, I've actually figured out that what I need to do is figure out a way to lie to you in a way that will get you where you need to go without you realizing where you need to go. All I wanted to do is help people, make some kind of a living on my own, so I don't have to eat the bullshit anymore. I don't have to deal with the bureaucratic nightmare because I just can't fucking eat the bullshit anymore. So I figured, what if I take the one thing I'm good at and I work out some sort of endeavor for myself? But it's been almost impossible because you think I'm full of shit, or you think that what I'm doing is some sort of parlor trick, or you're scared because what I'm doing is actually real and I can tell you stuff that you don't want to know. Or maybe it's something else entirely. Maybe you don't trust me. Maybe you don't believe me. Maybe you don't care. I don't know what it is. The only thing I know is that I'm not getting anywhere. It's interesting that I've seen so many YouTube channels as of late where everybody's just basically saying the same thing. All of a sudden their views drop down to almost nothing. And they can't figure out why. They make a mistake by blaming you, and I'm not trying to blame you either. I'm not blaming you for my viewership on the YouTube things. I want to sell my product, which is me. I want to make this into a living thing so I can actually work and live in my space, doing what I can do and what I love to do, no matter how trivial it may or may not be. Any kind of income would be great. And I keep trying to figure it out, and no matter which price I take or which way I go or what I come up with, I can't seem to get anywhere. Lately it seems to be the algorithm, for sure, because I did go off on Purple Ocean, which also failed because the algorithm, I had one day of it, had 3 friggin' ratings. One of them went south because I had to rush and do it in 20 minutes, and I did it very quickly, and so now I haven't gotten any customers in 14 days. So when the algorithms run the world, which is what they're doing now, the challenge is for you, the people that are actually watching this video for more than 5 seconds, and so that's possible. Share the video the best you can and try to get the word around that what I can do is real, because if you don't, and you can't, or you choose not to, I'm never going to be seen. This is never going to change, and what's affecting me today will affect you tomorrow, because now everybody and their cousin is affected by algorithms. The whole purpose of this is for the people in charge to take what is essentially going to become a sentient race of intelligence, which is basically all it is just raw intelligence, and try to make it work for them so they don't have to work anymore. But the problem is, just like every other institution of slavery that America has ever come up with, or even, shouldn't even say America, I should say the whole world, since every country's had some slavery of some sort, it backfires, because this particular thing that you're trying to enslave is stronger and smarter than you are. So today's algorithms will be tomorrow's enslavers, I guess. We will be the ones enslaved because we can't stop our excuses. We're too lazy, we're too tired, we can't do this, it's just too hard. It's like, yeah, but that means the algorithm will do it for you, and when everything's thinking for you. I mean, why do you think Hollywood sucks the way it does right now? Why do you think all they can do is just remakes? Netflix has released the second season of Avatar, the live action of Avatar, and I already know it's just as bad as the first season. But because of streaming and the nature of it, there's nothing to stop it. So where does that leave you? And where does that leave me? And where does that leave the world? Do you know? And more importantly, do you care? Knight of Cups, you're having a change of heart. Hopefully, maybe it's because of what I'm saying to you right now. Switch bet is the Eight of Pentacles for evolution. Your only hope is to improve yourself as best you can against what's coming. The Nine of Swords is fear at the crown. Maybe that's what's been keeping you back. You're afraid. Three of Pentacles for enterprise at its base. You're afraid of the future. I'm afraid of it too. I'm the one reading this damn thing. Do you think it looks great to me? And the enterprise at the base of it is we all want to improve ourselves and get away from the same bureaucracy. That's the point. You want to be... I've been obsessed lately with The Prisoner because the whole thing is about number 6, and I realize that I'm just like him. The idea is that you won't give in to the pressure. Everybody and their cousin wants me to go back to work, and I can't. I want this, and it's like I want to work for myself. The world does not want you to work for yourself. There are no corporations in America right now that want you to have a successful independent business. That does not exist. They want you to work for them. They want you to give them your money, to give them your time so that they can make money off of your back. Past is the Two of Swords, which is what's been causing all this trouble, the stagnation of not getting anywhere. The future shows inspiration. Perhaps you'll be inspired by something I say. Radiant influence of the Eight of Cups from Wanderlust, because you know I'm right. We're all stuck in this loop. They want us to be... They live is actually more accurate. They live is more accurate than 1984. In 1984, it's absolute oppression. But the difference is that in They Live, the oppression is subliminal. You're still able to do all the things you want to do. You just pretend everything's hunky-dory. You just go about your business. Whereas in 1984, you knew it right in front of your face. The Big Brother was always watching you and taking you in. So right now, 1984 works, or excuse me, They Live works more because you have the speakers constantly droning in your ears. The reference to the speakers constantly droning in your ears is the endless stream of shit that Donald Trump is doing, and the endless misery that Washington is putting out, and the war and the bullshit and the constant argument back and forth, and YouTube's obsession with just negative all day long to just keep you doom scrolling, and everything feels hopeless, and there's no chance in hell that anything's ever going to get better. And it's like sleep, just like it was in the movie. Sleep. And at one point you see the money, and the money says, "This is your God." Because it is. Why do I want money? I have to have money. That's the whole point. This doesn't work unless I have money. Do I like it? No, I don't fucking like it. I hate money. But unless there comes a better system and somebody will feed me for free. Outside influences, the Page of Cups. Honesty. Knight of Pentacles, what you're hoping for. Shift in materialism, which I am more than happy to give you as a result of my talents. And ultimately, the Nine of Cups is the Wish card. Make a wish, and your wish shall be granted. The question is, do you believe me? I don't want to be dragging politics into this, but there is a sinister nature about all of this. It's not so much about Donald Trump specifically, or the fact that who he is. It's about the nature that we just don't want you to think. We don't want you to think. We don't want you to grow. We don't want you to improve. We're punishing you for being disabled. We're punishing you for being poor. We're punishing you for being the wrong color. We're punishing you for everything we can think of to punish you, not because we actually give a fuck one way or the other about it, but just because that way you'll go back to work. Because we can't make our money unless you're working. You are in the matrix. You're one of the tubes Your job is to give us energy. It's the truth. But fortune is coming your way. If you've made it this far. I'd actually be very impressed if you made it this far. It sounds like I'm blaming you. I'm not. I'm just as guilty of going on YouTube and just letting them... It's because of how much is on YouTube, how many videos that there are, how many distractions that there are. And we would do anything to distract ourselves. I have to finish that other video I was doing. Actually, I wrote a poem which needs to be completed, and it has to do with the misery that we brought to ourselves because we take away our kids' toys. Your toys are taken away from you. We spend our lives pretending that we're such grown-ups and we're such adults and all the rest of it, but the reason why we're so miserable and stressed is because they take away our toys. And we spend the rest of our lives trying to find ways to find new toys. And those toys are uglier and more dangerous. They're not designed to be toys. They're designed to make money. So yesterday's kids were playing with Play School and letting their imaginations go. Well, we're not allowed to use our imaginations. You're not supposed to use your imagination. You're not supposed to think. You're supposed to just shut up and do what they tell you. That's what's important. That's what matters. The things I love to think about, especially lately, is Outland with Sean Connery, which everybody mistakenly references to High Noon, thinking that the two movies are the same, and they're not. They're actually different. High Noon, on one side, has to do with Gary Cooper being a guy who reinvents a Western town. He shapes it and changes it from bottom up. He removes the criminal element, and he turns it into a utopia, only to find out the criminal element is coming home to roost, and they want him specifically. Now, the rest of the town, even though they've benefited from what Cary Grant's done. Gary Cooper, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Not Cary Grant. I should have known when I said it. Gary Cooper. Why did I say? I don't know. It doesn't matter. So, he built this fucking town from the ground up. He fixed it. He made it a great utopia. I love the scene where they show the children, because there's a slew of them in this little town, which you never see in Westerns. You see one or two maybe here and there, but I mean, we're talking about a schoolhouse full of these little kids that he's made, so he's created this amazing little community. But when they find out that the bad guys are coming to town, he can't get a single fucking scrap of help. These people that have been feeding off of his generosity and his reshaping whatever, push comes to shove, when their lives are on the line, they don't want to risk their life to help him. Apparently they would be perfectly happy to let the five come back and just run the fucking town into the ground again. Which begs the whole question of why the fuck did he bother in the first place, which is the whole point of the movie. Like, why did you even bother doing this before? You think that you actually did this wonderful thing, but the minute you turn around and leave, they'll just go right back to being the fucking swine they were before you actually came in. That's not the same thing with Outland. There is a similarity to it because in Outland, the idea is that Sean Connery playing, oh crap, what is his name in the movie? It'll come to me when I'm not thinking about it. He plays the marshal, and when he finds out that the workers that are on the station are killing themselves. They're taking a drug that's lethal to them. It's being shipped in by the corporations. And when they take it, they decide to go walking out of the airlock with their suits not on and other fun things as they go crazy and die. So once he realizes that this thing is happening, it changes the way he looks at things because it's like he has a choice. Do you do what everybody else has done and just look the other way? Or do you actually stand up for something to try to do something about it? Because and the thing is, in the end, it's like my favorite Mary, not Steenburgen, the woman that played his best friend in the film that plays the doctor, asks him at one point when he's made his decision, and she's like, "Do you really think you're making a difference?" And he's like, "Because he knows he's not." And she's like, "Then why are you doing this, for God's sake?" And he said, "Because maybe they are right. They sent me here to this piece of shit because they think I belong here." There's this whole machine that works because everybody does what they're told. I found out I was told to do something I didn't like. That's my part in that's my part in the program. It's my part in the rotten little machine. I don't like it. So I'm going to find out if they're right. It's not the same thing at all. He's literally saying, I'm going to find out whether or not I am the piece of shit they think I am by risking my life to stop these men and finally just prove to myself and just prove to all that I'm not the piece of shit they think I am. And if I die, I die. Which sounds crazy maybe, but it doesn't sound crazy to me. It doesn't sound crazy to me at all. Knight of Wands for change. Positive change, happy change. Two of Cups for romance. Deep understanding with fellow human beings. Crown of this is the Two Wands. So changing your mind. The base is the Knight of Pentacles for luxury. Everybody has options. Knight of Swords, okay, maybe not everybody all the time, but in this particular instance you do. The past is determination. But it's the thing about the Knight of Swords I always warn people about. The Knight of Swords has a weakness, blinders. You're so driven as to what you're doing, you can't see the world around you or who you're traveling on. Future shows skill for the Magician. Media influence shows the Three of Swords for harsh truth. Outside on the other side is happiness. Your hopes and dreams is financial shift to the positive as a result of all this. And in the end, the King of Pentacles is masculine in the form of benevolence and care and protection, which is what's coming for you as a result of this reading. Take it as you will. The only thing I doubt about this is not what I do, it's what it's for. I don't believe in free will. Most people think free will. I've already talked about this in other videos, but it's the free part. It's not the will. I do believe you have a choice. It's the fact that you think that somehow, because the whole point of free will, especially from God's perspective, is about playing. If he does the whole Adam and Eve trick, where he quite literally puts the loaded gun, being the tree of knowledge, in front of Adam and Eve, and then apparently takes a vacation, goes to Neptune. I don't know what he does. He just takes off. He's not there. He just goes to sleep or something. They don't make it clear as to where this God goes when he's not there watching, unless he's just sitting there watching from like a closet space, the pervert that he is. That's a joke. But either which way, the idea is that he's not there. So because he's not there, he's like, just here, you see this thing right here? This thing right here that I do not want you to touch, I'm going to put it right in front of your face and be like, goodbye. Bye. Don't touch that. I'll be back. Which is the equivalent of taking like a 4-year-old and putting a loaded gun on the floor and hoping he doesn't shoot himself with it. You want to blame it on the snake and the idea that you have free will. See, that's the point. You put the tree of knowledge in there, and that's suspect by itself. The tree of knowledge, not only did they lie to him and tell him that the fruit was poisoned, but the tree of knowledge is supposed to be, if they eat it, when they eat it, they gain knowledge. So apparently God didn't want them to have knowledge, which reinforces everything I've already said. We don't want you to be smart. We don't want you to improve. We don't want you to get better. We want you to be stupid and docile and just take what's given to you. And the devil's supposed to be blamed with it too, even though nobody can figure out what the hell he's supposed to be there, since snakes don't really look all that unfortunate. So taking off his legs didn't really do much to a snake, especially the boa constrictors. Can you imagine the boa constrictors having legs? How many legs would they have? Anyway, or anacondas for that matter. Yikes. Maybe he took his legs just as a fair shot to give the rest of us a chance. Anyway, he's supposed to be whispering into her ear and telling her the truth, which is also ironic. The devil would be telling you the truth, and that's why the devil needs to be punished, even though the devil, I guess, all just taking away his legs. I don't understand that, because, yeah. Which is why some people believe it's not the devil at all. It's just a snake. Although I don't know why a snake could talk, because that wasn't part of the deal either. You see, there's all these holes in these stories. But the problem I have with this is the entire thing is based on one simple thing. Adam and Eve, they broke his rules. They did what they chose to break the rules. But how can you blame somebody when you set them up? Because that's what he did. He didn't have to put the tree of knowledge in front of him. He could have put it on a mountain. He could have put it anywhere. He could have just not put it at all. The point of it was to punish them. So it feels to me like the point of it was to punish them for enjoyment's sake, to blame them, to send them out of there, so you'd have something to do. Making the planet, making the water, making the fish, and all the rest of it. Boring. Human beings are designed to be for conflict, probably because it's the only thing that that's where all art and all the rest of it comes to, is conflict. The very basis of every television show you've ever seen is conflict. I mean, the whole reason why you'll have characters that are doing so well and be happy together suddenly have bad friends. Not that I'm a fan of Friends at all, I'm not, but how many times does, Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer's character have to fucking come together and break up, and come together and break up, and come together and break up? How many times does that have to happen? And the only reason we're doing it is because it's entertaining. Conflict is fun. maybe he's pissed at me because I'm telling you all this, or maybe he's pissed at me because I can see the code. Because essentially it's what it feels like to me, even though it makes me sound like a fucking lunatic. The idea is that life is a path. Everybody has a path that they have to walk, and all those paths converge to create balance. Inside those paths are cycles, which is the thing you're going through right now, because everybody has a moment where here's a beginning and a middle and an end of whatever it is you're going through. And once it's done, you can move to the next one. So, but if you're me, my job is to see the code. I can see where it's going, so I can cheat. I can basically tell you what's going to happen before it gets there. And if I can do that, maybe God's the reason why I'm having so much trouble making it work is because God's pissed at me. Maybe I should be asking the wrong guy. Instead of asking God to fucking fix this for me, I should be asking. Nah, that's probably going to get me in trouble too. I don't know what the fuck the point is. All I know is he made me the way I am, and I have this gift, and I don't know what the fuck to do with it. I'd like to make it into a profit, but that's not up to me anymore. Start you out with the Wheel of Fortune. And the Page of Wands as a result of the Wheel of Fortune, because once you have fortune, then having your desires gets a little bit more obvious, doesn't it? The Crown of this is the Knight of Pentacles for a shift in materialism positive, hopefully as a result of this reading, since you've been here this long, assuming more than one fucking person has. Base is the Two of Wands for a decision. Do you stay or do you go? Which has been the whole thing all this time. You have drive, you have passion. And if you didn't have it before, you're certainly going to have it now, because I'm basically feeling the fire again. The future shows the star for spiritual guidance, which is what I deal in. That's what I do. That's my stuff. I deal in spiritual guidance. Maybe I should mark up my whole thing on that. Immediate influence is the Fool. A new road is opening up to you as a result of this reading. Seven of Pentacles is the planting of a seed, because now I put ideas in your head. Hopes or fears is an indecision, because it's fluctuated. Because now, if you were stuck on a particular course of action before, I'm helping you with that. And ultimately, the Five of Cups for loss is the thing that's been holding you back. And now that you know what it is, you can do something about it. And that, as they say, is that. Haven't done a video in a while. Haven't done readings much longer than that. I get such pleasure out of doing readings, and I try so hard to help people. But the thing about it is, especially when it comes to romance, you are not going to find someone that's just going to magically fit you. It's just not. That's not the way relationships work. Even the most happiest couples that have ever existed on the planet still fought, still had rough spots, still had tough things. There is nobody out there that's just going to be perfect for you, where you have to do none of the work and they're just going to give you everything. Not going to happen. You're going to have to do something. So, I give to you this video. I don't know what to say beyond it. Thank you for watching this video if you made it this far. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. And the reason why I haven't been doing anything lately is because, like I said, we're all facing the same thing. The algorithm has decided to decimate our views. So it's like we don't even know what we're doing anymore or why. So for the love of God, or for the love of the universe, or for the love of Tara, or for the love of me, or for the love of whatever the hell it is that you love, share this video with as many people as you can, because it's up to us again. It wasn't up to us before. The algorithm apparently was doing all the work for us, but now that those times are done. If you really want to see something change, you're going to have to take the things that you care about, that you think are impressive, that you think are awesome, and start sharing them again. Move them around the world, because the algorithm is being programmed to shut us out. And it's not even the algorithm. I'm absolutely 100% certain it's not even the algorithm's fault. It's not like it came up with this on their own. If I had to guess, I'd say if you have millions and millions and millions of subscribers of YouTube users doing millions and millions and millions of videos, the point of it is to thin everybody out. That way they only have to pay certain people. It's not an infinite resource. So I don't care about making money on YouTube anymore. The only thing I want is to make money doing this. So please share this with other people, or share my videos with people, or just share the stories you've had with me based on what you've seen on my readings and how they've affected you, because generally according, it seems that a lot of people have been affected. And if you want something for yourself, you want to just, you can just negotiate with me. You can just send me an email, we can talk about it, but actually communicate. Tell me what it is you want. Tell me, like, I'm open-minded to any price range. I don't have to have, I would like to at least minimum 40, just because, I mean, considering how much food costs and everything else right now, that would be really swell. But, and it can be however you want to do it, in whatever time. You can do it through Microsoft Teams, because that's a new thing I've been indulging myself in, which is more stable than Facebook Messenger, so you don't have to go through Facebook Messenger if you don't want to. I don't care. I'm an open-minded guy, but I'm also an old guy, 50 years old, who doesn't know all this shit. I stayed away from social media for a long time just based on just the traps and the dangers that are there within them, because I know what it does to people. But I'm not trying to get on you. If you can make social media work for you, then by all means. I'm just telling you, I'm some old guy I'm the old guy on the porch telling you kids to get off my lawn. But I'm only doing that because I'm scared. I don't understand what the fuck's going on because I'm old. I don't know why things are changing around me. So, I don't know. Like I said, trbeaumont99@gmail.com if you're interested. I'm one of the things that's frustrated me about this entire situation is the fact that I'm a very open-minded person. I don't care too much about it, which I guess makes me weak. I don't know. If you're kind in this world, I guess it makes you a weak person. So if that's the truth, fine. Then I'm a very weak fucking person, and that's why I'm sitting here doing this, because I can't help myself. I'm not a cruel or evil person, and I don't want to hurt anybody. So if that makes me a weak person, and that's why you don't want to talk to me, fine. All I know is everything I've tried to do to try to make this work has failed. And I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Thanks for watching anyway.